thinking you might have missed it. A first elimination is going to be on to Looter, so Smite and Larson are finding ways to get things done again.
And A fires back first onto OCE.
Wait, I think they're gonna run.
And a great find, a great reward comes out of the.
No, they're not. Okay.
Time Larson and Smite have to loot up there.
Yo, you here?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna screen share if you want. You can see it, or you can watch this.
Sometimes all it takes is a little bit of luck. You get the right loot, you're able to take that fight, that fight nice and fast and clean it up.
See, another pick options coming through. They're going to slow things down, try to loot up as much as possible, making their way in towards one of the only houses towards Grim Gables, and you can kind of see in the distance, Muzz is still floating around, and he's not trying to cause too much commotion and put the focus onto him. He's just trying to wait for Smite and Larson to leave so he can try to get that free reboot onto Looter.
All this pressure onto Muzz's shoulders now as he is trying to wriggle his way through this low ground here. He knows that material is going to be the key to allowing him to do something big here. Achieve the unthinkable, win a 1v2 against Smite and Larson, who built their entire reputation this last chapter off of these early game fights. Smite wants none of that. He walks to the wall. Muzz, you're great, but how good? And no, Smite and Larson come out on top. They clean things up for 2 games in a row now and earn themselves a little bit more.
And as soon as Mr. Savage gives up a little bit of the high ground on when Bach immediately trying to take it over.
Savage has the best loot, bro.
And that could have been a perfect opportunity for them to strike, but everybody is just biding for time, biding for that perfect moment so that they can pounce. And this one that we talked about, you heard it from Mr. Savage, you heard it from iDrop. I've been landing here for a year straight. No one is going to scare me off.
Well, the real question is iDrop walling out right now? He's getting very close to Onward and Baka. But no, now he decides, all right, I'll listen to you, Savage. I'll come on down, but you have to meet me. And they start to retreat here. And this might just end, but no, Baka steps up, but Savage is so quick. What a shot right there. And now he turns the tables around. iDrop looking to meet them down here. A great free fire, but not enough to find a tag. And all of a sudden, now they reevaluate.
Yeah, I like the outside of the box thinking coming out for a couple of players in the game already, bringing out their protractors, trying to find that extra angle. And that's the thing, if you have all that confidence in your teammate as a solo, you'll allow them to kind of play with the angles, play with the high ground, and try to see what they can get. And they get 149 damage.
That was a heavy pump.
Off the back of On1. Another shot's gonna be fired. And Rob goes down. It's a 1v1.
Savage.
Savage.
Oh my.
He wants none of it. He wants none of it. He finishes it up.
God.
And just like that, 2 games now.
Wait, Malibuca and Merstash are fighting Taste in chat picks right now.
We expected to show up today, put on such a performance, have been met with so much resistance every single turn. There's a new great team waiting for them. This has been probably their least favorite duo to meet, though.
Yeah,
Chapix and Taste.
It does look like they're fighting over the vault that is right below him. Doesn't want to let that one go easy. But you got to be careful.
Malibuca killed Peterbot and Jamper off spawn. Or not off spawn, but mid game.
Be lending that helping hand.
This game?
Or
Last game.
Yeah, last game.
Make your job that much harder for Malibuca and Mustache. Trying to find the perfect angle, trying to find that information so they can try to catch a player off guard, because we already know they're one of the most aggressive teams in this lobby.
See it. You're waiting, trying to capitalize on any opportunity here. We all know what Tayson is capable of. One of the most winningest players in the European region. He has done it all. He has proven
Why
it
does
all.
Malibuca look like he's 13?
That's Merstash.
And put the numbers up.
And Merstash is 14 or 15.
Right now, Malibuca and Merstash is so good.
Name in the bottom right.
Malibuca's hot, bro. He's so nice, bro.
Inch by inch.
I want to say hot, but that sounds so gay.
That piece control go over. Tayson's tried a few times, but you try again. Eventually, you'll find some success. They're able to take it just for a few seconds, but the longer you fight this far out of zone, get more and more.
Yeah, that's Malibuca.
A little bit of a north zone going on. These guys are going to have to end this one sooner than later, even if they both choose to disengage.
Merstash fighting back here, trying to regain the walls here.
Oh, that's a nice one.
Huge tag on Chapix here, nicely done. He's gonna open things up, allow him to get some more territory.
Wait, doesn't Merstash look like the little boy from the Lorax?
Champion is all of a sudden now with his back against the wall here.
Oh
but
my!
no, he turns
I'm telling you, bro, Malibuka is crazy.
It's up to Murstache, and no, he finishes it off too. And Chapix is left running, trapped now, inside the box.
Ooh.
Oxygen starting to run out. He fights back, but for how much longer? Chapix does so much damage, he loses the wall. And no more shield now, and it's all over. Chapix and Taste and fall.
And for Malibuka and Murstache, that is huge. Because not only does it get you elimination points, it gets you the Storm Surge, so you don't have to worry about it later in the game as Chimp and Scram trying to get things going for them. Chimp, one of the most consistent players in NA East. You got Hamsu and Batch on the other side. Also from NA East, they have a lot of familiarity in terms of fighting against each other. Scram is going to be the odd man out, and you see him trying to find some separation because him and Chimp are not that close together.
But sometimes you can go and sign up and just play.
One box and kind of end their run.
But you had to pay money to go.
As we all
Yeah,
know,
'cause if you win,
this
you
area,
get
one of the most hotly
200,000.
contested zones right now. Tilted Towers at every single.
There's like $1 million prize pool.
Has always been the home of fireworks, and Chicho and Trulix are looking to go ahead and see what they can spark up
I feel like they
nearby.
paid.
But that's not going to be anything.
They didn't
On the
pay.
other side,
Yumi's
NA West,
good.
cooling Yumi.
Wait, what should I put my name as? Nah, I can change it tomorrow.
Yeah, had a fantastic game, number one. Third place. Cool, gotta be living on a prayer right now because for him, he 1v2'd. Unfortunately enough, he was unable to get Yumi up in that game. He had to finish it off as a solo. And for this duo, it's kind of slow and steady. They land out here towards the island, a little uncontested. They might have one team just a little bit south. For them, it's about getting the resources, looting up, and then they go on the top of the Mighty Monument to find their surge before they eventually
These
try to
guys
rotate
hold
out.
their keyboards like
Robot and Locks
full,
now,
like
stepping up. They're chasing down Peppo here.
sideways.
Runa's already gone,
How do
too.
they
Of
do
course,
that?
Runa, yeah, way off in the distance
No,
here.
he's gone. He's out. He's watching.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
This is gonna be good. Rob, Bob.
Wait, his
Kind
name's
of in a
Rob
threat
Bob
position.
Kebab?
Rob's trying to alleviate some of that pressure.
Yeah.
Peppo doing all he can. One of the best in his region, but while it does look like it's going to be taken, walks with a huge shot. Runa and Peppo go down in 45th place.
Tough spot to be in for Runa and Peppo. One of the few representatives for the Asia region have now been taken out. Cold and
Should I put my name as Lark and then the things it sent it as? No, Mero kill Murstache.
This villain story that we've seen unfold over the weekend, contested in the lead up. Malibuka and Murstache, no problems on the horizon. Could it be? Of course, Booga and Miro, who were looking off and
Peterbot Jumper's alive. Peterbot!
I knew they were going to go on top of my monument to try to get the storm surge.
Don't show his face. You can show his game, but not his
Jamper
face.
from NA East beat them to
He's
it.
so
And took
ugly.
down one of the players from the NA West Championship duo. It's going to leave Cool by himself yet again. But how many 1v2s can you take? This is
Oh my
Put
god!
some respect on his name, and he makes it look easy. It's just like that. Jamper and Peterbot earn themselves a huge elimination onto a team inside the top 10. What an Elin.
And for them, you got to
Yes,
think
sir,
Peterbot and
Peter.
Jamper don't have to worry about Storm Surge
hope
in the
Peter wins.
immediate future. But you know how
Yeah.
active this lobby is. They gotta
He's
start
not gonna
thinking about
win.
it
They're
later on in the
already
game
so
once they
far
find that
back.
rotation.
Well, listen, we have Mini Miner here to update us on more action.
I want an NA
Thank you
East
so
team
much,
to win.
Monster. Now, this is a prime example as to how to finish a fight quickly, right? We know PH Scene and Ketos are fighting in the middle of the map. They need to finish this fight quickly, and look at that. Pinching from both angles, getting that Storm Surge done early, as well as bolstering their loot. Look out for this team for the rest of the game.
Bro got full box by his teammate.
And that is such a huge set of
Bro,
feelings
Booga's
there
face
because
is so
that's another
fat.
team That is huge. Like,
Either
honestly
want
showing
Booga to
up
win
for
or
the Brazilian
Peterbot.
region. PH didn't
Look
get
at
so
Mara.
bad
Ugh.
for them to just really show out.
Mira's
You know, the
ugly.
discussion and lead up to this entire event.
Yeah,
was,
no.
Things are gonna be easier. You know,
Booga's
let's
mid.
not respect these guys.
not
And now
terrible.
all of a sudden they're saying, hold up. No, hold my water.
Oh,
hold my mini shield. Let me show you what I'm capable of. And I am so impressed by what we have seen so far.
And you're seeing a lot more activity in this game than the previous two because they're starting to fill each other out. They're realizing how hard it is to get Storm Surge later on in the game, so they're trying to get it as early as possible.
Should I put my name as Lark
Close
Son?
zones,
Like,
they're
hold on.
boxed up. They can pick and choose when they have to peek instead of Storm Surge saying
Lark
you have to
Son,
go or
what?
you're going to go back to the lobby.
Video no stranger to victory royales, but falling very much
Have
short so far.
that.
Soft
this
standings
dude
there,
has been in
4
my game
points
before.
separating first and second.
Yeah.
Still a
He's
very
good.
much competitive competition, but EU
I love
has
Thatch.
taken
He's so
big
cool.
strides to
He's such a
start
G.
leading the pack here. Pamsu and Thatch are solid. but
Clicks.
Let's get on over.
Clicks, the
Let's
big,
here.
the big
Clicks.
shitter.
Such an uphill battle, fighting their way out of the Joneses against Pink and an
I'd
offense we've
rather-
already seen. It has
And then
not
you got
been easy for them.
Short
Wait, how tall are you,
Five
Kirby?
below the
5'2".
damage threshold. For them,
Dang,
they have to
you're
worry about
short.
it, yes, but
I'm
it's such a
literally
low number,
13,
they're just
what?
trying to get ahead of a lot of the rest of the
I know, I have a 13-year-old. There's one 13-year-old
team.
that's in 8th grade right now.
There goes Duke trying
and
to take a couple
he's like
shots.
6'4".
He finds some quick damage, but takes some as well.
That's
Gonna be
not my
above the
fault.
damage threshold. So once again, they can find a way
Yeah,
to
no,
kind
you're
of
just so-
rotate forward.
you're tiny.
I want to see them do that
No.
now because history
You know, you're gonna
is when
spike up,
Prince and
though.
Duke fall behind the zone, they somehow find a way to kind of not have
I
those
want
good
Peter Butter
games.
Clicks. I
I
take
think the
that.
player base tends to forget, the scene
Dude,
tends to forget.
consider that Clicks
Clicks has
and
also
Duga.
competed in the World Cup for solos and
Dude, you
duos.
know how
This
much
is where it
smack
all
talk
began for
Clicks
him
would
so
talk
many
if he
years
won?
ago. And just
Yeah.
look at the difference now. All grown up here at the international stage, still competing at the highest caliber.
I have no
Former
idea who
Riemann
these
Zagu,
people are.
Similar stories. They've been putting in work for a very long time, but look at this. Tough right now. This is the worst we've seen them.
Yeah, we're pretty active in game number 1. Trying to do it again in game number 2. Game number 3, 164 below the damage threshold. The lucky thing for them is not only are they right at the edge of zone, they have rotation right above them, they have elevation right above them, so they're going to be able to kind of lay their eyes on the lane and try to find the shot. The Bevy and Vortex are under siege yet again. Luckily for them, they're 153 above the damage threshold, so they can pick and choose. Do we fight this here? Do we kind of wait a little bit longer? And it looks like they're just going to peek. Try to get even more surge and hunt down these teams as Vortex takes a huge amount of damage.
Vortex versus Vortexers for a secondary. Don't be confused. Two very different duos.
Kanada's kind of
Kanata
fine.
and Macwood, though, are alive right now. We've seen
Bruh.
them put some exceptional
Yeah,
performances today so far, especially in that game
His
1. They
hair
were
is
the upset
nice.
to Booga and Miro. Game 2, not quite where they wanted to be, but this here is a chance at redemption. They find Robab and
You
walk
said-
on the edge
you
zone.
were saying about
Malabuka
people
from the
calling
storm to the
Malabuka
new
fine.
safety of the zone. It's not looking good, though. He has lost his teammate.
Because he
Early
is.
games,
No,
they were
he's
below
not.
in damage, not getting too aggressive. And
I
you
re-
see the
Kanada's
A's
looks
duo
better.
taking out Brazil.
It's all just the
He went
angle.
down, but that's Jason Basil.
Peterbot died, bro.
Do they know
Peter!
Peterbot and Jamper died in 41st place,
They
bro.
know he has a total 86
they're not
HP
winning.
and shield. You know as well as I do, they're
Saki
probably going to
died
go,
too.
but that's information that they lack.
Well, don't yell too loud.
Peter,
Let's go ahead and
bro.
jump into Bad Sniper and Noah Riley right now. They're starting to eye up the competition on the other side of the wall as well. You can see they're just looking, but hey man, there's something about these extremely healthy builds. You know, no one really wants to fully commit a full mag inside. You have to start deciding for yourself. Are they in a world of trouble? Can I actually do it? And Bad Sniper says, instincts speak louder here. I want
Where
to
is
step
Noah
up. I
Riley
want to
at?
take this fight right now.
He heard Fab's shield get cracked by Storm Surge, and he immediately looked that direction. Bad Sniper and Noah Riley coming out with a vengeance here in game number
Oh,
3.
Noah Riley's-
Right around the corner, though. You got to watch out. Cammy and Seti is there, but the back on board this fight where Malabuka is still alive by himself. Jason Basil, they're trying to attack right now, but Malabuka doing a good job. He's doing everything that he can. Pressure from so many angles. Is he going to be able to escape?
Let's see it go down. Jason Baffle have an incredible win rate in these close game battles in the early zones. And look at that. All of a sudden now they add to it, padding the stat, making it look nice and solid. Clicks and Duke thought about it. They say, no, OCE boys, you got it. I'm getting out of here. And that is so much respect because they are so far below the surge as well. They could have easily stood there and fight. They need it more than anyone.
And
As to, oh my gosh, our game leaders, Seti and Cammy, are actually below the surge. This is so bad for them.
They just need to be able to find a position front side zone, but they think it's the less traveled, but there's so many teams in front of them. 3 directly on the right, 3 directly on the left.
Oh, no.
1 is behind them, and it's hot on their heels. That's Noah Riley, that's Bad Sniper. He was shot by Cammy, box to box, he's knocking on the door. He wants to finish this one off inside of Storm. Nobody really having HP to kind of regenerate, and Cammy and Seti go down.
And Bad Sniper gets to represent for France. They're taking down our Polish duo alongside Noah Riley as well. Way to
Looks
do
good,
it there.
man.
Switzerland has to be happy, but let's jump on over to Rezon, who is, of course, representing for the EU side and Germany. But let's see it. Aqua looks for something. He's got Dukes in sight
oh,
for
wait,
Duke.
wait,
Comes
wait.
back, and Aqua's hurt. He loses Reason, but Aqua manages to find a 2-for-1 special and cleans things up.
Yeah, Duke was getting chunked out by the zone. He had 2 players hot on his
Dang,
heels.
these East
Not the exact
players,
position you
bro.
want to be in, but these guys can show up at any moment in any game. But for them, they're down 3.
And one shot.
Look at
2 Eagles.
look at how he has his
A
keyboard.
very
What in
rare
the world?
occurrence.
When you're that good, you're that good.
Bro, the Apex Pro is so
Here's an
nice,
ass
bro.
pink. We already know. Now, their biggest problems are down. They're out. Ketos and PHN, here they are, looking to continue to hold their position. They're 100 above the surge. They are just around that top 5 position leading into game 3, what is almost the halfway mark of the competition. And Brazil could not be prouder to have them representing here.
See, jumping on board, Bob Kebab, who's already down. He is out. Chimp's going to be able to get 2 more points in the elimination for himself, including Storm. Surge just walks. He has no shield. He has no HP to regenerate. Just 50 HP total left to his name. And those 2 launch pads. But that's also what worries me, is those 2 launch pads, because he has a far rotation to go, and he's going to have to probably use both of them with short pads in order to get there.
That's right. He's looking to go ahead and make that move. There's nothing
Look,
in front of him.
Booga
Meanwhile,
and Mira are
Miro
still
and Booga,
alive.
decisions for them as well. How do they want to move out? They hear the launch pad go off. They say, hey, let's save ours. Come up here. Let's go ahead and recycle that. Can they find it? There it is. They do get it. And they go in the opposite direction. That is the difference in strategy. Miro and Booga go right. Closest way of least resistance directly to the zone. Wax stood far left.
And that probably would have been the saving grace, because he ran into Aqua and Reason, who immediately took him down. His threats is going to fall as well. Pablo gets taken down to Brazil's Quitos. Alex going ahead and taking down TSM Reed. So much action going down around the lobby as Booga and Mero trying to find
What's that
sweet
name?
spot. Because you know as well as I do, as long as they make it to end zone, those eliminations will naturally present itself.
This is a team that has struggled in the early instances of the chapter this season, but they have managed to find their way into such a great position. But now, let's jump on over to some of the GOATs. Vino and Queasy, 2 Elans already poising themselves up for an excellent game here. Near max material, so they have to be coming just off of a fresh refresh right there. Quite literally bounce them back in the game. And man, you don't see this very often, where it's your drop spot, where you start off and the zone just lands directly on top of you. So they are being served up.
Yep. And right now, for an end zone like this, when it is on your drop spot, you already know how to traverse every piece of terrain that is around, as Quitos still trying to do wonders. Not a lot of HP on PHN, so these guys down on damage in terms of Storm Surge have to figure out what they're going to do, because if they wait too much longer, they will be down. They will be out.
Well, here it is. Luckily for them, the threshold is met, and they do not have to fight, but they know what's in front of them now. They have a huge monumental task to step up here. You can see there, that's a wall that cannot be built there. Here it is. So it's all or nothing now, right? We know the Brazilian region to be one of the most aggressive. PHN is literally tied for 3rd for the most FNCS champions individually in his region and globally. So that's a team that has everything to play for right now. But jumping over to Zaku and Mareem, they're still alive right now. Some of Japan's best are here.
Brennan Thomas HD, one of EU's best as well. And honestly, one of the fan favorites to take it off. 296 above the damage threshold. Joe and Z Andy right in front of him. Piece control is going to be important towards this end game, because you go into the wrong box, the wrong time, they're going to take you out, and they're just trying to gather that information. They know they don't have far to go as the shot's going to be fired and landed onto Hen, who's dropped down to about 50 HP. And with that, you see other teams taking notice, and they're also putting that pressure on.
Chiprin has full trust in his teammates, but their Elim gets sniped up right there. It's Zagu and Mareem who are just coming out and literally reaping the benefits, taking all the spoils. Edgy and Acorn have high ground right now. What in the world? An excellent game. 1 second place finish, leading into game 3 in a such dominant position right now.
Yeah, and I'm one of those people last season saying Edgy can do it on NAEs, try to be the 2 region champion. what would you call that here? Would he be the 7-region champion, 8-region champion if he wins this?
I mean, at this point, he's looking to break that second place curse too. He wants to make sure he gets one for Queasy.
Queasy and Vino just died.
Caught lacking. Don't forget, they were the most stacked duo in this lobby. This is their home position, the drop spot of Shiny Sound, and now all of that luck.
Dude, this
and
man
hard
actually
work,
called it
preparation
Shiny
out.
Sound.
Yeah, it was 2 different teams.
I know it's what it's
one
called.
From one from EU.
Come on.
That actually got an elimination
KFC.
each on the team. Ascented and Cold trying to get to that front side of zone. They have that victory royale in the last game. 32 above the damage threshold. Luckily for them, not too many players have to go down before they go ahead and have to not worry about it. Is Aqua, Reason. Not too much to worry about in terms of Storm Surge, but they have to find that sweet spot in zone. They're going to use the launch pad to get there.
When you see Reason and Aqua looking up, you know
He was the
there's
owner of the
one thing
Ku
in
Klux
front of
Klan.
them. How can we take this high ground? Tripper, no, has a problem in front of him. He gets punished. He backs up. Great defensive maneuvers right now. Okay, and Thomas takes the lead. He says, hey, you go ahead, pause down, heal. I'll continue to tarp out. We have the zone right here. See Andy and Joe,
man.
even with a messed up finger, Joe is not going to allow him to stop playing for the big positions right now. And he's got this high ground. It doesn't even look like it's been affecting him at all.
Yeah.
Look at this.
He has a messed up finger.
He had all the mats to hold on to that
Since
high
he
ground.
had a
7-moving
messed up
zone, even if it's contested. Reason A and Aqua trying to fight for it, but they're going to get stuffed. They're going to get shut down for now. And you can see the pressure from Joe and Z Andy. They're looking towards the backside of zone, and they're putting
Another
shots on
launch pad.
players who are suffering the Storm Surge.
Oh, he goes for the low pad. Aqua wants to get down to the low ground here. No reason to play for the builds. He doesn't have enough to make it. Is Reason behind him is the real question. Meanwhile, another end game for Kitos and PHN. They have 4 Elans representing for Brazil right now, and they are almost inching their way to the top 10 right now, but Cold and Scented are right in front of them. This is where they do the most work. This is where they play best.
Yeah, they're just recycling a lot of those builds towards the low ground. Trippin trying to take that cheeky shot to the backside of zone. Elevation up. Thomas HD probably leading the charge, making sure that these guys are on the same page through and through. Booga backside of zone. 2 men miss. He's just trying to go ahead and stagger himself out. And he found an elimination on the Jew. More HP for him. And look at the resources he found.
And it's huge right now. He's managing to fight his way through. He finds another one there in the zone. A huge tag is going to keep him alive right now. And look at him start to sprint here. But no, he's hunted down and taken out back by Thomas HD. And all of a sudden now Thomas has all the extra refreshes here, but he's starting to run out. Is he going to go for low ground, or is he going to continue to hold out here? Reason has a decision to make as well. Off to the side he goes. This player's in front. Cold is down. We saw that exchange. It's a big one.
Yep, he's just trying to stay alive. Reason's doing a good job staying ahead of zone. And now he just has to man-minute stuff to find a way to stabilize. It's Thomas HD. He's trying to stagger himself towards the backside of zone, running out of ticks onto that man-minute. A huge shot's going to be fired. Thomas HD is trying to stay alive, but he goes down. Zagu from Asia strikes again.
It's just not enough.
they
Zagu
died.
says, I am here to play and put some respect on us. Scented is going to fall to EU Scram. And again, Zagu's now by himself. Chrome Splash comes out. He finds his teammate. Does he get the save? Now this is what you want to see. A big save here in the ultimate low could change the entire story.
This could be huge for Asia. This could be huge for Zagu and Miram. But Joe and Z Andy, they have the high ground.
Oh, no.
He wasn't able to get
Andy
the
going
revive
crazy
off. This is going to be huge. He's the only solo left in the world of duos.
Oh no, but he knows that's enemy build. He goes up, the side jump. He has enough. He takes high ground, but no. Z-Eddie's here to back up up. He goes for the falling shot, doesn't quite find it. Chimp and Scram, Healed is going down, and they are having an opportunity here, but no. Chimp does not take advantage. He is now by himself. He has lost his teammate. Can he find a steal of points here? He's looking for it. Zagu jumps to the ultimate low. Chimp's trying to time his exit, and he gets caught out, and down he goes. Z, Andy, and Joe now have 8 eliminations and a win set up potentially in front of them.
Yeah, 2v1 situation. EU versus Asia. And for Zagu, this man has the world on his shoulders. Just a sliver of HP, a little bit of shield, and it's not going to be enough. Joe and Z Andy take game number 3.
EU claps back once again. It takes game 3 with the big win finish there. But what a performance for Zagu and Marine to show up. That is an incredible way for them to go ahead and make a statement today.
Yeah, incredible.
All right,
indeed,
well,
because
that's
it's
game.
all
I'm gonna
about
join back call, okay?
consistency, not
Okay.
necessarily
And
getting a
then I'll call you
victory
back whenever
every
next game
single
starts.
game. If they can keep this up at this pace,
Bye.
they do wonders. But for EU, Joe and Z Andy, they take the game and they have all the momentum now.
And this is what I love about in-person events, because they get to take that walk straight to center stage, and we actually get to hear from the competitors. What a treat for us to really dive inside the minds of these players, right? To understand what makes them tick and how they find the success. Kelly, please give us the update.
Joined here by Z Andy and Joe. Everyone make some noise for our Game 3 winners. So I swear, I was watching the game and I saw Acorn and Edgy had height. I turned around, looked back, and then you guys had it. How were you able to take it?
We just fed it up and cleared 90 to the sky limit.
It was absolutely incredible. Not only did you get the VR, but you also walked away with 9 eliminations, I believe. Is aggression a big part of your play style?
Yeah, we want height, just spraying down, getting kills.
So from now on, are you guys going to be going for height every game, or is it mostly circumstantial?
We'll see.
Yeah, and how are you feeling about the remaining 3 games today?
Feeling good after that game now.
As you should be feeling good. Everyone, one more time, make some noise for these 2 right here. Thank you guys for joining me. Enjoy your break, and we're going to be heading on to the desk.
Joe and Z Andy, Victory Royale in game number 3 of the
Victory
FNCS
Royale.
Invitational. A huge way to show up. And not only the Victory Royale, but accompanied by 9 eliminations. Tokata, that's what you want to see on this stage.
It's what you love to
They're
see,
just
right?
better.
Those big VRs that boost you up in that leaderboard. I mean, we saw Queasy and Vino dominating the high ground in the first 2 games initially, but Joe and Ziandi now showing how it's done, not only securing the VR, but also with a good amount of units.
And you know what's more impressive, right? This is a very, very north zone. These guys land all the way down to the south, down in Sign-Up Station, just before the zone started closing. It was 5th zone, I believe it was. They had 3 eliminations.
These kids are losers.
Storm Surge.
How?
No, I'm just playing. They're not. I just don't want to talk to them.
Why?
Cause they're PGing.
The bigger could win. He's a good LAN player. Wait, where's cold and scented are an 8? Luga, Thatch is in 10.
Alright, I'm about to get spit on.
What? I don't know about that one. That's debatable.
Wait, hold on, 1 second. I'm gonna lower my FPS down to 30. I'm gonna 1v1 me on 30 FPS. Get on 30 FPS real quick.
Okay, wait, give me a second. There. What in the world?
You're not on 30.
Yes, I am.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
You're sitting here doing quads, bro. No, you're not.
I used to play on 30. I know how. Okay, you're weird for that. You just sat there.
Alright, now I'm gonna go back to 160 and see what it's like.
I'm gonna go back to 180. Oh.
You usually have to restart your game after updating your drivers.
Do you?
Yeah, do you have to restart your PC after updating your drivers?
I think so. I think it just does it for you. Oh, that one's so bad.
When's next game start?
I don't know.
Wow.
Is that Cypher PK?
Where?
He's, yeah, invitation and they're interviewing him or something. Cypher PK. Rewind.
I've got to restart my game. I've got to, or my PC.
Take it.
I'll be back.
Yeah, okay.
I feel so good.
1v2 guys in front of a live audience, kind of casually, no big deal.
Look, it's a feeling that's unique though, especially in an in-person event like this. You hear the crowd cheer when you get that clutch, and it's exciting. But I'm curious, Cypher, we've seen multiple duos from Brazil right now in the top 5, in the top 10, a duo from Asia tied for first place. We've seen a lot, but I want to know, are you what do you want to see that has not happened yet? Let me know if there's something that you're looking forward to happening.
Well, I guess one thing that I did want to see was some of these smaller regions pop off, and we're seeing that with Brazil and Japan. And I think like some of the less conventional playstyles and duos that people don't know about showing up on the main stage and doing really well, like that kind of shakes up the scene, and that's what I wanted to see. And we're seeing it live, and then you're also feeling the crowd react, and they're rooting for some of the underdogs as well, which is great to see. So it's been a blast.
Yeah, it's absolutely incredible. I mean, seeing all these players here together with each other as well, getting to interact. How important do you think that is on a player level? How important do you think it is to, like, you know, have some friends, make some communities, and enjoy it?
I mean, it's so important on a player level, but even just from a competitive standpoint, like this is esports. Like competing in front of an audience and you know, having that pressure on you and still performing and still doing well. That is a true testament to what kind of player you are, in my opinion. If you win online tournaments, that's great, but this is the true test of skill.
Yeah, Cypher BK, thank you so much for your insight, brother. It's great to have you here in person. Fans, if you see him, make sure you say what's up to Cypher. He's one of the coolest people you ever meet in your entire life. The players are currently on a little bit of a break as they collect themselves, so why don't we go hang out with the casters, Monster Deepface and Jacob PR. Thank you so much, Zeke, there for, of course, introducing us. Now, listen, all that hype about what your favorite moments, I want to talk about what I've loved the most so far. Let's talk about how this script has been way upside down. Not a single person expected. I think what we
at home.
And for me, the Brazilian region.
She is at a baby shower right now.
One situation there on the outside of zone.
Got kill.
And then PHC and Kitos coming through, putting up incredible performance so far.
Yeah, but who killed it?
The entire Brazil region.
I like how you're going.
Grandpa killed that?
Isn't necessarily the most talked about. No EU, no NA.
Did you kill?
All, neither one of East or West. And I'm going to follow suit. I'm going over to that Asia region. I want to visit Japan one day, and I hopefully get to meet Zagu and Mira. These guys are lighting up the leaderboard. They are putting on a show, and it's a show that I don't think anybody expected to see. And they've put every single competitor on lobby on notice. We are here. We're here to contend. We didn't fly that long just to come home, which is $1,000, 50th place just for a top 10. They want first.
And not to mention, they are coming off the heels of being the champion of their region. That was a big part of the entire story as to why we began rooting for them from the beginning, because we have never seen such a gathering like this before. And now,
this is their second finals appearance. That one championship, that was their first time playing together. They have 100% incredible.
Absolutely incredible. You guys get to see some of those highlights right
That's
there.
nice.
Well.
That's big.
Just coming through, performing, playing these end games, and doing it in a way that not a single person on the internet that I follow expected. I can tell you that.
No, and that's exactly what I want to keep seeing, though. And I want to see also the TSM duo, Free and Epic. Well, I need to see them really step it up to the plate and begin to knock it out of the park. But am I necessarily surprised? Not necessarily, because they do have slow starts, but they have great finishes.
Well, that's right. That's a quick temperature check from us. Let's keep this bingo. Thank you guys so much. Fantastic insight, just all the way around. As you can see, we've got a lot of empty chairs here. Our players, after the first 3 games, have a moment here to collect themselves.
Yeah. Well, she can't. I am.
Potential.
But she can't. She can't get the clothes because she's not home.
The last 3 games on the day. Now, earlier we had a really cool moment. We got a collision between Buga and his duo, and kind of hear what was going on. And guess what? We collected a few of those for you guys who might have missed during the game. Let's check this out.
Nice.
Are you sped or something? Why did you jump through that?
Because I wanted to.
Yeah, they're here.
Good, my arm hurts.
They slid. They're running away. I'm gonna go towards them and get some surge, okay? Go to the pond and farm.
Oh, hurts so bad.
I'm trying 3 more. 1p, 6 points. One. Let's go. Somebody's feet.
Wait, running in. Getting surge. 48.
Break.
You're forwarded to an automated voice messaging system. Okay, awesome.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system. 8, 6, 4, 9, 1, 2, 3, 0, 8, 4 is not available. At this time, please record your message. When you are finished recording, you may hang up or press 1.
Vital. Understanding, keeping comms clear, even if you're panicking, don't freak out, don't yell. Just say, hey,
I'm gonna
this
call
is what I
that
got.
phone
I threw my
number.
pen up here. I was
Okay.
way too excited. I threw my pen. Guys, I want
that
to
a
kind of take
random
a moment
phone
here
number?
as our players are recollecting.
No, that was my
Trying
mom's.
to make their way back on the stage and to prepare for the next set of games. What are maybe a few duos you guys feel like might be under the radar? I love that our cast was kind of touched on Zagman and Maram, right? We've been hyping this duo up from Japan. And for me, I'm thinking to myself, bro, this is just like a team from Japan.
Wait, has a new game started?
It's invitational. I'd be even more concerned.
Look, I don't even know if I like saying under the radar, right? Because this duo, champions of Japan, now tied for first place in one of the first international events we've had in years, right? The first we've had in years. The way they're performing, coming from the Rave Cave, there's another 2 duos surrounding them, so they don't necessarily have a free loot path that's on spawn. They have to be cautious, they have to be careful, but they've done that every single game and got into the late game, got in their eliminations. They are playing so well.
Yeah, you know what? Vivid earlier on the show, he said he wasn't
How?
usually impressed.
You've been jerking off?
Yeah.
Vivid, I hope you are impressed by these because, oh boy, are they putting on an impressive show right now. These guys, when I first looked at them, right, I was looking at them landing at the north side of Sleepy Sound.
Yeah.
Vino and Queasy decided, you know what, we're going to take control of this area. And they ran away. They went to the Rave Cave. That's where they're currently dropping. And you know what? At that point, I thought, I'm nervous. I'm nervous for
Hold
this
on.
duo.
My mom's
Are
calling
they
me.
a little bit nervous? Are they a little bit scared going
Hey, Mama.
running away from one of the biggest teams? It's not a bad idea.
What are you doing?
Because seemingly, it's working out.
I mean, they are just going absolutely.
Driving where?
This is like in that last game, we saw Maram go down, right? And in that
Are you on your way
game,
home right now?
actually tried to survive. In an alternate
Okay.
universe, there's a universe where Maram was revived, and they.
And then you're going to get my food and coming back?
So we'll have to keep an eye on this duel. Is there another duel for you guys? You feel my-
Micah said that when you get here, can you pack his clothes and bring him to Grandpa's?
Shout out both Zeke, KBR, and also Beatadine and Kitos. I mean,
Micah said
so
when,
well, especially
can you
both
pack
these
his clothes
teams,
and
they're getting to the
bring
late
him
game,
to
and
him?
not only that, they're getting in with a good amount of reloads. If they keep up this consistency,
He's in the car. He called me, or he's. Grandpa killed like an 8-point, I think. It's
Those guys are
big.
doing really, really good at getting that early aggression off spawn. They're getting their storm surge out of the way because, of course, they're landing in a central POI. That sort of red bridge just to the
For
left
whose
side of
thing?
the map area. They're doing a really, really good job of getting the surge. Of course, we had a few
I don't
questions about that. Maybe there could be third parties coming in, of course, with it being such a central location. But they're answering all of the questions. And oh boy, they're fighting with some prowess. They're fighting with some aggression, and it's good to see. They're not nervous.
Yeah, Storm Surge. We saw it.
But yeah,
very prevalent in game 1, right? A lot of
Just
the-
give me a thin
this
crust
is
and
a
a
massive issue, and already within
a
2 games, we're
crazy
seeing
way
some
when
of
you
this
do,
being
okay?
What is we
corrected.
doing pizza,
What might be a
bro?
couple of changes? Like obviously,
All
a
right,
lot of people
love you,
have
bye.
already hinted as they're just getting aggressive, man. They're just
I didn't
saying,
get
like,
pizza
"You want
last
to
night."
fight At my POI.
Yeah,
Let's do
but
this.
still, you
Let's
wanted
go."
it.
Look, speaking about a change,
Yeah, well, I wanted it,
what
but it was too
Queasy
late.
and
It was like
Vino do
10:30 when she got
So
home.
if you
Right,
got
they've had 3
pizza
games. The
last
first
night,
2
would you
went
still
really
got
well,
it
and then this
today?
last one, they ended up getting
No, I would've got
eliminated a
Chipotle
little
today.
early. I believe it
I thought
was
you got
Queasy
Chipotle last
that
night.
was the last one standing. Vino got
No,
knocked
she didn't
down,
get
then
Chipotle
he
either 'cause they were both
got
close.
taken out as well,
So
so
what'd
it
she
might have just
get?
been, a little
She got
mistake
Wendy's.
happens, mistakes always happen, but it's all about overcoming that, leaving it behind you, adapting, and playing better in the upcoming matches. So I'm curious to see what they change.
Yeah, and of course they've had that break now, right? We don't usually have this in traditional tournaments. We don't usually have this half-time break in between 3 and or the first 3 games, the latter 3 games. So this is something that I'm excited to see. Who's made the most of this time? Who's been really looking at their gameplay? Who's been analyzing? How can we solve the problems that we've had? And it's going to be up to the teams that have used that time most effectively. I think they're going to be the ones that come out on top.
And I hope some of them have even taken this time and just said, like, let's just calm our nerves down. Like, as incredible it is to have an audience just lose their
I'm just
mind over
consistently
how
max
it
pumping
works.
you.
If real happens, we just need to contain ourselves. Even
how.
if something goes wrong, we're eliminated off spawn. It's not
It's
the
just
end
max.
of the
Pink is
world. Just
ugly.
calm the nerves. Right, these are 100
Oh yeah,
of the
pink
best
is.
duos
Ugh.
all 7 regions have, right? So if they lose an off-spawn fight, it doesn't mean they're a bad duo. It doesn't mean they're not capable of winning the competition. They just had one off-spawn bad fight, and they need to correct it.
Right, I mean, if you're going to have a bad on-spawn fight, or even a bad match, the best time to have that bad match is right before the break, right? Because you get the time to stay calm, stay collected, refresh your mind.
Kirby, hold on, I'm just gonna share for that for you.
Of course, and things can change so quickly as well. We saw a very north zone in that previous game.
Can't play. I'm still standing. Yeah. That was mid.
A clip is a clip, okay?
A clip is a clip, but that was a mid clip.
For these next 3 games.
Look, we've seen a lot of victory royales come from the clouds, right? From up above. I want to see people down in the dirt, fighting back and showing what they're made of, right? Getting those elims on the team.
Bro, my arm hurts so bad.
You know who I think can do that?
How, bro?
We
What?
saw it in game one. They go on high ground, right? Which is very uncharacteristic for this duo. We're usually seeing them playing their material, riding just on that edge of surge and just trying to keep their materials going throughout that end game with some refreshes, but they play very, very calm.
I know I do.
Which is something that could be really, really useful for them. I was thinking, like, you know, they won game one. Of all teams who want to win game one, for the other players, you don't want it to be Cami and Seti because they can play so consistently, and I'm expecting to see more of that from them. Hopefully this halftime break has given them some time just to chill. It's like, hang on a sec, we won game one on high.
Why does your arm hurt so bad right now, Kirby?
How am I supposed to know?
I've seen a couple duos now. It's like, hey, you look over, they got like 5 elims, but they still don't have what it takes, right? They're out of ammo. They have no heals. They have no builds. Why is that? If we're capable of finding 5 eliminations on a stage like this, at calibers like this, what are we lacking?
There's so many types of engagements that you can encounter during a match, right? It could be early game engagements that staggered out and last a long time. We have Merstash and Malibuka going against Payson and Chapix. I mean, those 2 duos alone are literally titans of their own region, and having them go head to head, those engagements can last a little while. And if it takes a long time to finish an engagement, you lose a lot of materials, you lose resources, you lose shields. And even if you end up coming out on top from that engagement, you've already used everything, and it's difficult to come back from that.
And of course, I mean, look at the lobby, right? Let's just take a look at it because everyone in this lobby is incredible. They're not going up against the likes of me and you. They're coming up against some solid players, and they're pretty.
Yeah, I'm a walking 50 shield refresh. Don't even worry about me.
I can back.
We do have Adam and Kelly standing by, friends. Over to you.
And thank you guys for hanging out with us. We wanted to make sure that our players had a break between games 3 and 4, get some food, get some drinks, and now they are ready to go.
All right, we have got ourselves a game 4 imminently, but we need the entire world right now to hear us, North Carolina. Let us hear you make some noise! Let them hear you in Japan, in Greenup, let them hear you in Mars! We are here!
We are ready, everyone. Let's go to game number 4.
Okay, game 4 started.
Now that's what we like to see. Let's go ahead and just pick things up and get right to it. Game 4 is underway. The players are already landed off the battle bus. If you were walking around, take a seat because it's time to get into the action.
And it's already looking like Nada trying to get busy. Taking down Vortexers for the first elimination of the game. Ascented trying to put shots on into the distance. It does look like Cole got a knock onto Pars. The angles and the pressure is already coming out. These guys have been battling all weekend long for that contested drop spot in the middle islands. And with Pars dropping, Raze has
Here, you screen share, okay?
on his shoulder in this game.
And it's so crazy because we didn't think they were going to be able to do it.
I gotta go to the bathroom, and I want you to be able to watch it, and then I can watch it when I get back.
On an in-person event should honestly cross you out of the equation here, but not for these competitors. They don't let that little inconvenience stop them. If anything, they weaponize it. They've turned it into surge tag. They've turned it into great standings.
even Sagu and Marine here from Team Alba representing for their entire region at the Rave Cave.
Yep, this is huge. You got Thomas, HD, and Tripper, Commandment, and Avery all landing towards the Rave Cave. Luckily enough, this is one of the biggest POIs with a ton of loot to go around. And you're kind of seeing not too many.
Alright, I'll be back.
Fights
I'm gonna use your bathroom.
over there.
Jax,
Trying to have that early game that they want, because for them, they've been doing so consistent lately out of this drop spot. Not too much contesting going by, and for their Storm Surge, they have so many players around them so they can gather it.
Now what's crazy is that the story of Brazil is W key, but not for them. They've made all their points through placement. They actually have some of the lowest eliminations overall. When you stand them against the others inside the top 5, they're actually at the lowest spectrum. Vico and Marine here starting to get into some dangerous territory. You can see the reality tree is no free position by any means. You have Retake and crew up above, Z-Andy and Joe, who have just taken home a huge moment and win for themselves, are now poised up at the Sign F station just south of Booga Miro.
Yeah, and right now, even though they have uncontested drop, it almost makes me wonder with the zone kind of being towards the northeast portion. I was going to say exactly this, what Grim Gable looks like for Larson and Smite, who actually did win that off-spawn exchange last game against Buzz and Looter, trying to have that repeat success here in this game. But right now, they're just kind of taking their time. They're high up on the mountain, so they got to be careful for those third-party attempts to come through.
Now, Buzz and Looter are playing potentially spoiler here outside the Grim Gables, because we have this Larson and Smite duo who have fought their way on up to 7th. And again, Elims are the name of the game for Larson and Smite, but this is where they have built their reputation, fighting in the early game, managing to get so much experience being contested season after season. It started way back north where Vino and Queasy are, but hold up, Larson finds one, the trade is good, and Smite gets the other, and down goes OCE, Muzz, and Looter.
That was a fantastic play by Larson, reading him like a book. He turned the page and got an elimination as Mr. Savage strikes again. On1 goes down. Baka has to go ahead and figure out what to do next as iDrop's trying to get those angles. Right now, they're just trying to alleviate the pressure, but the Brazilian duo that you're talking about, King and Mr. Savage, they're looming in the distance, waiting for that perfect moment to strike.
And that's right. This is such a huge opportunity. Now, remember, they land just west of the Chrome Jam Junction. For them to come in, sweep things up, could change the story around. There it is. They open up with a couple tags, but iDrop gets to the loot first. He's got the refresh. He's got a little more material, and you have to assume King and Ed are just a little bit more positioned and ready for this, but a good defense, a good bluff is all you need here to back them off, and it is going to be enough. King and Ed don't get to show us what they're made of in a clean 2v2.
Another team's kind of floating in towards Chrome Jam. That is the Asian powerhouse. But over here, towards the islands, towards Mighty Monument, you have the FNCS, NA West champions, trying to have that repeat performance in game number 1. That's Basil, that's Chase, that are under pressure. High ground is seemingly right now cemented to the PSG TNA duo.
Now Yumi is very solid. Cool's gonna find Jason to feed there. It's up to Basubai himself. Basil has no teammate to work with here, and he is trapped inside this stone build here. This is a very tough tower to play out of. Awkward positions to build, and the terrain gets extremely weird. He does drop a few layers, but there's only 2 exits, and one of them's cut off by tons of enemy territory. So look at this. He goes out the back with the windows there, and that is that game knowledge kicking in there. Yumi and Glor looking so solid. This is what they do on a day-to-day basis, isn't it, Jacob?
Yep, this is exactly what they came to do here with that stunning performance last season. Even though it was a 2-day competition, they ran away with it on day 1, and when push came to shove, they held on to it in day 2 to take home that crown. But you can kind of see the Brazilian duo slowing things down just a little bit. They thought it was going to be an easy third party on a Mr. Savage and Baka and On1, but it wasn't as easy as we thought.
Definitely, and of course, plenty of highlights as well. Let's get caught up with how this unplayed and unfolded. So On1 just gets snuck up on there. You saw all the Chrome builds. He says, no, I'm not going through that. We're going to go and take the easy path here.
But that's exactly what iDrop was kind of talking about. He said, I've been dropping here for 12 months.
Right.
I'm ready to fight. I'm not splitting loot. I came to take what's mine. And he does it game after game after game. If they can keep up this type of consistency, mix that with an opportunity to take the end game, this is a recipe for a duo that can catch fire at any moment. Because you got to remember, one of the last in-person events that we had, not the last one, but one of the last, Mr. Savage took it out on top. You had Bizzle in second, and the placement's down far after.
That's right, but look at this. Seti and Cammy going to the old trusty right on top of this air blimp. This is what you expect. This is a huge double-edged sword here where you expose yourself, but you just open up the entire terrain before you. As we jump on over to Kitos and PH in here, looking absolutely phenomenal. They have more eliminations against players inside the top 10 than any other duo, just showing us exactly what they are capable and made of.
This is literally the story of them on their region as well. They consistently take out teams at the top, and that is perfect preparation for a lobby like this, because you got to think the Brazil region, they're fighters. They love to fight, and right now they're playing against the best, and it's working out.
Let's talk a little bit about this zone for a second here. For the first time now, we see a little northern pull off to the east, so we get another kind of shake-up. So the last time we went to Shiny, it didn't quite work out for Vino and Queasy, but what we did see was that they were so just suited for a big game. And now that we know that, it should be the same story. But let's get on over to Lustrous Lagoon here. It's crazy to me how Runa and Peppo have demanded so much respect from this entire regional competition that no one has decided to contest them here at the Lagoon. We've known in seasons past, this is a hot spot.
Yeah, and I love how they're playing. They know exactly what happens to any team in Lustrous Lagoon if they have it uncontested. You take too long to loot, these other team on the outskirts will begin to climb up onto that mountain to put the shots down. They met Chimp and Scram there. They don't want to let anything go easy in a lobby like this, but Chimp, you can kind of see him crouching down, biding his time, trying to minimize the audio that he does give out, reuniting with Scram, trying to get that elevation in, but no opportunity is going to be given up by Runa and Peppo.
Love the focus that we're seeing from Chimp right now as he is starting to line up Runa and Peppo here. Not afraid of taking a fight, but also playing extremely smart. He does have the slight disadvantage, but Runa swings the thing around there. He says, hold up. Might just go up for high ground. Meanwhile, Queasy looking for tags here in the distance. So there is all types of battles starting to shape up and potentially heat out right now. And remember, this is all in loom of potential storm surge, right?
Scram, Chimp, still in that high ground fight. The thing is, they're in zone. Every team that landed south is going to come here on this side. This is going to be the most congested side of the map, Monster. They have to be careful. They got to start looking to end this fight quick, whether it's taking the actual fight or just trying to disengage.
Zagu doesn't stop, though. He finds Falconer in the feed there while this fight is raging on here. Chimp still looking around, just saying, hey, Scram, I trust you. Do your thing. Take that toe-to-toe. Keep them busy. Meanwhile, Chimp's like, I'll look for tags in the distance, make sure no one sneaks up. The confidence to trust in Scram to play by himself here.
Zagu, the team from Asia. You see Hellfire and Falconer in the distance. The shots just coming in.
Gosh.
You can see how he went down. He had no choice but to go forward. Storm was going to eat him alive. And I think that's still Queasy and Vino on top of the blimp, lending that helping hand inadvertently.
And then they just W key straight across as well. They're like, you're not going to get that save whether you want to or not. We're here to fight, and we're going to make sure we solidify the elim. That will effectively allow them to take first place, breaking the tie. Now, Vino and Queasy, of course, are just behind them, and this is going to become a matter of who can survive the longest and play the best, of course. So this is still a moment, and big decision to make. Chrome Splash, the launch pad. It looks like they drop them.
What are you choosing?
I'm back.
I like the Chrome Splashes personally.
I'm trusting in their gut. It doesn't matter what I want. They got the launch pad. I want the launch pad too.
Go ahead. Actually does give you options. Short pad. You can do the high pad. You can go ahead and try to take high ground if you're able to hold on to it towards the end game. And this is going to be the first instance of Storm Surge in game number 4 that we're going to see. All day long, we've seen teams not necessarily manage it the best, and that being the sole focus of why they get down. But game number 3, Victory Royale winners, Joe and Zandy, 58 below the damage threshold and continuously falling.
Now, they did win a game, but that's not enough to stay in. You have to continue to perform. And maybe just maybe that long-awaited break has allowed other teams to figure it out.
Baby,
Hit
Kirby,
that
Kirby,
drawing
Kirby,
board.
baby,
They're
Kirby,
slowly
Kirby,
slipping down
baby,
now.
Kirby, baby,
91 below here,
Kirby,
but
baby,
the longer they wait, the more likely enemies are to set up, so they have to get going. Off to the air vent they go. Can they get there in time? He misses it just slightly, but Joe fights back, and he doesn't miss. How quick was the setup there? Nicely done. That little bit of defense is something, sometimes all you need to go in and buy you some time.
But they're still 46 below the damage threshold. They have a lot more room to cover as well, but luckily for them, they have the Chili Chug Splash. They have the Mighty Monument.
Oh,
as
no!
Vico has an elimination on Miriam. Can he be able to clean that one up and get the spoils after that falls all together? Moraine and Vico really trying to show up this game, and you talked about it during that break about how stacked that top of the leaderboard actually is.
And it looks like they were waiting around just a little too long. They try to bait out the vault, and instead they get punished. And now Zagu is by himself. The shield bubble is going to buy him some time, but it's only a matter of time. If he stays there, yes, they're just going to 2v1 him. He goes up for high ground, and he's trying to get on out of here. Vico and Moraine decide better. They say, all right, I'm okay with that. With Swag and Pablo here, let's just get to the new storm. Let's get safe, and that's what they do first. But it is not looking good for our first place team now.
Yeah, so many teams just barely on the threshold, either above or below, as Runa and Peppo trying to keep things going. They are 244 below the damage threshold, going up against Pink and Anas, who've also had their own struggles when it comes to Storm Surge. This could be a good fight for both of them. A huge shot coming out of Peppo. Pink and Anas, they have their backs up against the wall, trying to get out alive, but the backfire comes through. Vidil gets an elimination as well. Everybody in this fight is under siege. Pink, with his back up against the wall, takes them both down.
And EU takes down Asia in a 2v2 head-to-head with no interference in the distance. Chapix cleans things up onto Z, Andy, and Joe are Game 3 winners, and now Chapix and Tayson continue to play upset. Let's just take a look at the highlight. How did it all go down? He walks up. Man, this is why Chapix is so good. This is what he did in the World Cup. This is what he's doing here now, and ooh, you can see the pain. That was a tough one.
Yeah, that's definitely tough here, but luckily for them, they did get that victory royale. They're at the top side of the leaderboard. One bad game does not decide your future, as Queasy and Vino under siege yet again. Just a sliver of HP. Storm Surge doing its wonders, but they have 10 splashes. But Vino has to try to get him out. That means Queasy has to alleviate some of the pressure with the builds. But shots coming in from the distance. Luckily for them, it's another team that is struggling to surge, so they're not the sole focus of the lobby just yet.
Now this is insane. First place has already lost a teammate. Now Vino and Queasy, who are in second, just points behind, are so hurt here, and the surge is continuing. They will have to take this fight. That's not an easy duo, and that one isn't either. This is looking very, very tough now for Queasy and Vino.
As Miriam gets knocked down again to Edgy. They're just going through it this game. We talk about consistency being the key. 44 below the damage threshold. Commandment and Avery become the targets to Queasy and Vino, but how long can they last? Just only a few ticks away. The short pad coming through. They get the damage, but is it going to be enough to go above the damage threshold? Yo, it is not, but it is finally at the tail end. Barely going to be enough. Launchpad going out. They're going to live, Monster, to fight another day.
How did Queasy survive that with 1 HP, and now he gets to fight back just a little bit here? Can he find anything? Was there something left behind? They should know better. This is their landing spot. This is their home territory, and they're just gonna go ahead and look for scraps now. And just like that, they knew what they left behind, and they are gonna be back in this game in no time.
Some of the biggest brains in Fortnite to kind of remember something like that. That is outside of the box thinking, but the Storm Surge has not left them just yet. 49 still below the damage threshold. Commandment and Avery, I don't know how they made it out alive either, but they're still doing a good job this time around. 187 above the damage threshold. Let's see what they can do when it's not going to be a worry.
Let's not forget, these are our previous NA East champions, but hold up, Vino says we need some E-Limbs, but no, he gets taken out, and Queasy, it's up to him, and he falls too. And all of a sudden, Vino and Queasy are down, and Zagu is there to play in the mess here. He is putting his own 2 thoughts into the battle. He has not given up, and this is an opportunity now. Look at Zagu's HP. He is so hurt there off to the side, and now he turns and burns. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna leave it to you, Avery. I'm gonna leave it to you, Commandment. You guys can have it, but it's Savage and iDrop who get all the loot.
Yeah, and that's huge for the loot for Savage and iDrop, because now they can kind of pick and choose. You see, he still has some bandages there, so he's trying to look for something else to maybe trade it off. But with 2 launch pads, the zone right now is not going to be a worry at all, especially since Commandment and Avery are already making their rotation outward. But another team landed towards Cloudy Combos, Malibuca and Murstache.
So let's think about this, right? 3rd place is out. Joe and Zandy are out. That's going to allow things to get really competitive at the top. But now that we see Queasy and Vino crossed out as well, it is that much closer here. Let's take a look at these quick highlights here. How are they so far ahead of the Surge? Well, there you go. You ask and you receive. Jamper just gets clotheslined without any notice.
It almost looks like they were thinking the same thing. Let me knock on this door, take this piece away, but Jamper was just a little bit too slow to the punch. Throws Rifty, trying to fly high through the sky. Tripper and Thomas. It's like target practice for them as Macwood does go down to Hydro. And there goes the leaderboard, 5th through 9th. Look how stacked it is. Only 8 points separating those teams.
And remember, Joe and Andy are down and out. Zagu has jumped back into the game here.
Impressive.
46 damage above the Surge. All he has to do is out-survive 2 players, and you would think it would not be possible, but he has found his way back into this game here, and he is still getting that much more lucky. Sometimes all it takes is a little bit of luck, and look at the heals come back to reward him here. He's gonna hold on and continue to earn. Seti and Cammy have an opportunity to go ahead and close this gap. They lost out on it at the last game, falling short. But as we know, they're slow, they're steady.
Yeah, for them, it's not just chasing after eliminations. They're not forcing any of these plays. Like you said, slow and steady wins the race. So for them, they let
I might not even watch this, bro. I just want to play.
All the information in the lobby. They know exactly what to do as long as they're not playing with their backs up against the wall. Clicks and Duke, another highly skilled team. 353 above the damage threshold. They already have an elimination. For them, it's just making it to the end game itself.
And it's crazy to show the disparity, the point difference between Clicks and Duke there, and 1st place, 47 points separate, 20th from 1st. It shows you that's about a 2-game spread. You have to play very, very well, but it also shows you 1 big win, and you're inside the top 10. Undoubtedly, you are very much right back into this game if you can just get 1.
Yeah, mindset and handling this pressure is going to be huge because it's easy. You know, 12 games, being in a stage like this, you go down early, it starts to sink in that doubt. It's easy to believe in that doubt, but right now, you guys are the best of the best on that stage. You need to snap yourselves out of it and really pick it back up because this is game 4 out of 12. You have every chance in the world to make a comeback.
Ju and Yusra have been contested on the drop to the hands of OCE, Alex and Bailey. We have seen what
I might just play.
Do all day. They are an exceptional duo. And finally now, Yusri and Ju get to show us what they are made of. They are playing for high ground with their below Surge. They're going to have to take a box fight. The walls. He is not quick enough on the edit there, and instead, he backs off. What do you do in this situation? Do you look around or take a box fight is the question. And Ju says, hold that thought. Let me go ahead and get these tags real quick.
Don't worry, Monster. I got you. You ask a question, I'll definitely give you an answer in a moment. 48 above the damage threshold. They know the job is not done just yet, but they can at least slow things down. Start to gather the information like a lot of these other teams are going to be needing. But them having the high ground, if they pull zone, they're going to be in the perfect position to terrorize the rest of the lobby. Nobody gets it.
Smite and Larson still alive here. They came in 7th place. 3 elims added on to where they left off. Now effectively has to jump them on up for a fight for top 3, potentially first as well. I have a question though. Is Zagu still alive? Is he somehow snaking his way around the game? We're going to have to find out. Sensitive Cold often in an end game. That consistency paying off right now as we know it should. Sensitive and Cold are just proving that they are so good at Fortnite, no matter what the setting is, online or in person.
And the team, after that first game, is finally finding their rhythm. 251 above the damage threshold. 3 eliminations so far. 3 chilling strug splashes onto Murstache. So You got to imagine on the other side probably having some rotation as well, but Scented and Cold right now trying to find a way to stabilize. 29 below the damage threshold. Luckily for them though, that's not too much. That's one good shot, but the same thing happens to them. They're under pressure. 19 HP, trying to get the splashes off, but now Zone is taking them out. Cold goes down, it's all to Scented.
And it looks like Acorn and Edgy were just waiting for that wall to open up, and there it is. Acorn is the one who finds Cold, and Scented is now left to do it by himself, but he has been here before. That is where he feels most comfortable. Meanwhile, Pink and Anon, they have so much catching up to do. They have already
Mid.
5 elims. This is exactly the type of pacing they want
I'm
to
just
be
kidding,
on,
I'm just kidding.
coming into an end game.
mid,
But
you're
Cammy
mid.
and Seti are here.
I know, I'm
in
kidding,
the
I'm
mid
kidding.
round. P18 and Keith
You're
are
black.
there as well. This is one of the most dangerous layers that we have seen, and it's players who are fighting to get that #1 spot.
Oh, but Scented, he was able to take down Thor, but he needs that Siphon to come through, and it goes in just in the nick of time. Trying to stay alive. Chili Chug Splash to try to go ahead and gain the speed to get to the outside of zone. Somehow Anas is down. You got to thank Commandment and Avery for that one. So now Pink is left as a solo. What can he do with only 3 builds to his name?
And they take high ground again in this game here. 4 elims now. Things are really starting to get interesting for NAEs. Avery says, come down. Let's go to the low ground and wait for him to start taking the lead here.
Avery's
now,
kinda
usually we call Commandment the Mr. Clutch, and Commandment says,
Avery
trust
kinda
in
looks like
me.
you.
I have this high ground on lock. Meet me at the top.
Avery? He's a lot skinnier than me.
Insane end game
but that's
finishes
just like the
for the
face and the
FNCS Chapter 3
hairstyle.
Season 3 Championship. They're looking to do it here again in this game as Malabuka's by himself. He ends up into the box, takes another player out. A huge
Easy.
siphon and refresh to
Avery
come through
looks
just in the
nice.
nick of time. That was Ed from Brazil who went down, but he's doing a good job. Malabuka
Malabuka.
immediately beelining to the front side of zone.
And back to Pink here. Look at Pink's perspective. He's on that low with 7 elims. He has not stopped. Picking up Malabuka, who continues to fight though. Ustree's gonna fall there, and a quick elim. Someone's behind him though. Now he turns around, and it's just enemy territory everywhere. Which way are you gonna go, son? That's the zone. Larson and Smite are still alive. This is where they do the most work, but no, it's not enough. They get wiped up and taken out.
Isn't Avery and
Shot miss.
Yeah, Avery and
Duke
Commandment
clicks
are
take
right.
advantage in the blink of an eye. Another end game. They're trying to move up to the top leaderboards. As Thomas HG goes down. Trippin feeling the pressure as a solo here. And changing elevation. That was a huge play because look how many teams are stuck down low toward the low ground. But now he has to meet him down there. Commandment Avery begin to put on the pressure. Malabuka 4 eliminations as a solo. 6 as a team. The damage continues, and he's putting on a show.
He doesn't stop. Down goes Rifty. 5 elims. Can he get another?
Oh,
Trippin fights back. He's got it in him. And now, look at this. Behind the walls, BL and Edgy from the Storm. BL is still in this. It's Seti who's representing on this low ground. Another huge consistent game for Seti is everything here.
or Duke.
5 duos left, and about maybe 3 of them are full duos right now, and Savage loses the other one. He's a solo. He's
Yeah,
trying to take down
Savage,
the
go
NA West
crazy.
team. He takes down Yumi. Huge siphon coming through. Mr. Savage does it again and gets into the top 4.
You have to love the move in here.
Oh,
My
yeah.
God, another one. He does not stop. Seti might just be next. Savage is on fire. Let's see it. High ground is still NAEs. 1v1v2.
Yeah,
Commandment and
NAEs.
Avery have everything working for them as
Mr.
Savage
Savage
is looking to do
going
so much work. But Seti
crazy.
says, hold up, I could find a chance here. He needs to pick and choose this wisely. Do you go for 2 elims on the low ground or a chance at first? And down goes Savage. Seti knows better. And it's a great game for
Avery and
Commandment and Avery.
A
Commandment.
huge victory royale and a huge boost for the
W.
NA's champions of Chapter 3, Season 3.
W.
Commandment and Avery switched up
Alright,
their
bet, let's
games
play.
after halftime, and it
No.
pays off.
NAEs 1v1v2. Commandment and Avery have everything working for them as Savage.
Why don't you
is
wanna
looking
play
to do
a
so much
game?
work, but Seti says,
Game's
"Hold
over."
up, I could find a chance here. He needs to stay
Remember.
committed to put up a huge win.
Bro.
and
Well, I'm finna go run
represent
drafts then, bro.
The story goes now. 2 for EU, 2
Bye.
for NAEs. It's just back and forth, showing us how close the competition really is.
And you're seeing the polar opposite of what happens to some of these teams. But let's go ahead and listen to them as Kelly is going to dig deep to figure out how they did it.
Thank you so much, Jacob. Clearly, you guys have made a great change. What
Don't
exactly have you
keep
done differently in Game
dividing.
4?
We just looked for height way more than like game 1, 2, 3, and like we just landed on it and like won the game, bro. I don't know.
So is that going to be the
What is
strategy
this
for the next
doing?
game?
When it's free like that, we're definitely gonna be on higher ground.
I mean, you obviously seem to be feeling great right now, man. What's going through your mind?
Hey, bro, you was fighting him. Now you coming after me?
Cause you trying to kill me and I'm 1 HP.
I didn't know you were 1 HP.
Goofies. Scream, I'm gonna end and like just like chill and eat and watch. Like, it's like I'm just like I don't know.
In 6 zone with 5 elims, but then Avery and Commandment taking it from above, taking the high ground and finishing it off with a nice little VR. Look, we just had halftime. They had a little break. I don't even think they changed up their strategy a lot, but just that little moment of time to reflect and get back into the game, it's changed a lot.
And you saw that right there. The refresh from Commandment, that was so crucial in them holding the high ground out at the end. I had a little look. Commandment